Hello, in this video I will describe the process of setup ProtectV Manager, that is a cloud protection solution from Gemalto. It works along with KeySecure enterprise key management platform and allow full disk encryption for virtual instances in most popular cloud providers such as Amazon, VMware, Azure, and IBM. Solution itself uses three main parts. KeySecure, it's where all keys reside and generated. ProtectV Manager is orchestrator that handle its own policies and release the keys according to predefined settings and permissions. Third part is a little agent that we call ProtectV Client installed inside of your AMI machine. This agent communicates to ProtectV Manager, gets policies, and start encrypt virtual volumes that attach to this AMI machine, specifically in AWS environment. As soon as we finish this video, I will take the second part and I extend same concept to include high availability. And here I will show you how you install a second KeySecure and make active cluster, how you do the same for ProtectV Manager part. Again, if one ProtectV Manager goes down for any reason, all system will switch over and continue to operate with the second ProtectV Manager. And I will show you the concept of auto-scaling. When you want to have a virtual machine, you want to make a snap of it, a machine is encrypted, and then based on your needs, you can spin up additional machines while you know that all volumes that attach to those machines are already encrypted. So let me start with a virtual environment, and on Marketplace I will search for Gemalto KeySecure. SafeNet Virtual KeySecure 8.3 64-bit, this is what you need, as this image comes with predefined licenses that you need to run ProtectV solution. Once I click on the link, I get some information about Virtual KeySecure. What I want to show you is the support and details about available support that you need. You can go to our website. You will register yourself there and you will use very specific customer identifier. So let me show real quick how it's look like. This is Gemalto support website. Here you can open support ticket and we will use credentials that you generate here to download ProtectV Manager down the road. So first of all, you need to register yourself. You will use this identifier. You will click on next and you fill all form. It will generate email. The email will go to support. Support will approve it. And once you get email back, you can use your credentials to log on and get an access to some documentation around ProtectV solution and KeySecure. Coming back to setup of Virtual KeySecure, I will click on Continue. I will go with simple one-click launch. It will select instance for me, version for me, the region. So all I do is launch with one click. Once I come back to my EC2 web interface, I can see this machine that I just spin up. So let's call it Virtual KeySecure. I have a public IP address. And the first time I need to use very specific username, DS user. And what I do, I create a pre-boot authentication. I will create a user that I need to use every time when I log on to KeySecure. As KeySecure itself, it's fully encrypted instance. So now I will log on to the same machine again, and this time I will use the username that I just created. All I do now is I start encryption, and this process will take a little bit. So meanwhile, we can switch over and take care of ProtectV Manager. As I mentioned before, the same credentials that you used to log in to Service Portal, you will use on the website that allow you to provision ProtectV Manager into your account. I will log in. It will take me through process of selection image. I will click on Next. I will select appropriate version, so I would like to go with the latest one. I click on Next. Now here it asks me what region I want. I want this image to be deployed, and I also need to provide account ID number. I click on Submit, and the job being in process. So you can click on Request List, and you will see that the process is pending. Once the virtual machine being dispatched to me, we will see it in private images. My machine was created with a specific AMI, so I can go to my console and I can search for machine. I can also launch my ProtectV Manager. To do ProtectV Manager, I will select T2 Medium. I will select Zone. I will click on Add Storage. Now, ProtectV Manager, we do not encrypt it by default, but you can do it if you add additional volume that is the same size as original one. So this is what I'll do. I'll call it ProtectV Manager. There's a few ports that need to be open so ProtectV Manager can operate. So port 22. We will also need 443 for the web interface. And then we need additional port for high availability. But for now, we can skip it. Coming back to my instance, I can see that now I have my ProtectV Manager also starting as a machine. We can try and log on to ProtectV Manager. This time I will use, again, predefined username, pvadmin, and authentication happen through private public key. So once I log on to ProtectV Manager, I can start encrypt the volume, and for this reason we had this additional hard drive that we just created. I can check the status of encryption, how it's happened. So for example, if I use sudo ProtectV Manager control encrypt PVM status, it says that disk is not encrypted. We can encrypt it. It will take, I would say, roughly between 15 or 20 minutes just to encrypt it. So for this reason, I will skip it for this demo. Production environment, it's highly recommended that you encrypt entire ProtectV Manager. I am back to my virtual KeySecure. I will use the username that created for pre-boot environment, and I will keep default value as number 10. And in a second, I will see some prompt for configuration. Password for admin. This is web administrator, local administrator on the box. You cannot disable this username, so make sure the password is complex and long. System going to reboot itself, to initiate internal database, internal certificates, and it will be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. Now we can connect to Virtual KeySecure through web interface. I will go with my admin password, and this is our Virtual KeySecure. First, we'll create a username that ProtectV Manager will use when it tries to connect to KeySecure. And then we will create a local CA server that will sign all certificates that are going to be used in between ProtectV Manager and KeySecure communication. Once I have my self-signed certificate, root CA, I'm going to generate a request for service certificate. With this certificate request, I will sign it with the local CA server. And I will install it. So you can see my certificate in active state. Now we'll go and define XML interface to use encryption, and I will specify what certificate to use. Another thing that I need to specify here is usage of username and password. And this is what we need to configure on KeySecure to make it work with ProtectV Manager. I also want to download root CA because we will need it to upload to ProtectV Manager, so it trusts certificates that been presented from KeySecure. Download this file. We'll open command line, go to my PuTTY folder, and I will upload this certificate to my remote machine. And let me type this command as I have it. This will connect ProtectV Manager to KeySecure. As everything looks okay, I'm ready to start ProtectV Manager. ProtectV Manager started. Now I can go and open interface to ProtectV Manager. Default username and password admin. And very next prompt is to change my password that also expected to meet some complexity. So here we are on this diagram. Just to recap real quick, we have KeySecure working, we have ProtectV Manager, operate with KeySecure. Now I'm going to spin up a Windows machine and I will install ProtectV Manager inside, and we'll see encryption works. I'm going to launch Windows 2016 instance, image, medium. I use it in the same environment. I will add additional volume just to show you how it's look like. I have my Windows 2016 ready, so I'm going to connect to it. I'm going to download ProtectV client and I'm going to run it. In customer release notes, we outline what systems are supported. And meanwhile, I will create a token on ProtectV Manager that will allow me to recognize this machine and provide it with encryption services. So I am on ProtectV Manager. Under tokens, I will create a new token and I will use it as a parameter for configuration on my ProtectV client. The last piece of configuration is to register this client machine with ProtectV Manager. So I will go to Program Files, ProtectV. There's the file pvreg that accepts two parameters. One is a token that we created on ProtectV Manager, and I need to specify the IP address for ProtectV Manager itself. Now I can go ahead and check encryption status. And I can see that I have volume C and volume D. One is in the process of encryption, and as soon as it finishes encrypt volume C, it will immediately start to encrypt volume D. At the same time, if I go back to ProtectV Manager, if I check under images, I will see a new image being created. And under this image, I will see two volumes that are still in encryption mode. So we show that as unencrypted volume. And also you can see the key that been used to make this encryption happen. So if I will go to KeySecure, under security keys, you will see those two keys being created on KeySecure, symmetric key AES-256. This is what ProtectV client uses to encrypt hard drive. I will let it work. If needed, you can restart machine and encryption will pick up from the same place where it's left before restart. I'm on 95% of my 30 gig hard drive, so 100%. Now I expect the second volume start to encrypt itself. So all my entire machine right now is encrypted, data at rest protected. If I go back to my ProtectV Manager and I open instance, I will see that now two volumes are encrypted. This is conclude the first part of this video where I showed you entire process of install all three components and what does it make and how you see volumes attached to virtual machine became encrypted. Thank you for watching. See you at my next video.